In this video, we're going to be going over some strategies that we can help improve our sales on eBay and what we should be doing as eBay resellers looking to optimize our store so we could start generating more sales. And if you're new to this live stream and you're new to the channel, every week we do eBay store reviews for free. So if you're wanting an eBay store review to help get your store a little bit better, optimized for more sales, you can drop it in the comment section down below and we'll add you to the list for store reviews. But first, before we get into it, I just wrote out a quick little couple page slideshow to help talk about the history of SEO and why it really plays a big importance when you are trying to sell stuff on eBay. We're going to be looking at the kind of the sneak peek behind what is the eBay algorithm, what is it called, how can we use some of the principles that the algorithm puts into place that we can help get better sales, to help optimize our listings, to get more eyeballs on our items, which is the goal. So let's get right into it. If you have questions too, you could drop it in the comments and we'll get to it. So optimizing your eBay SEO strategy. What does that mean? So one of the biggest successful ways that you could sell items on eBay that I believe is through your price and through your title. Those two key basic things that are going to contribute the most in ending up whether your item is ever found or does it sell within the market demand. So that's why those two things are crucial to getting your item to sell. There are other things, of course, that are going to play a major role, but those two things that we're going to focus on every week when we do these live streams is title and price. So to be successful on eBay, you need to optimize your listings to improve your search rank and increase sales. eBay's search algorithm, also known as Cassini, considers three main factors: search engine optimization, which is SEO, listing performance, and store performance. So kind of like your conversion rate and kind of your listing habit. So getting more into it is the Cassini search engine. eBay's search algorithm works by matching search terms with relevant products based on factors such as the listing title, category, and keywords. Positive customer ratings impact search ranking, and optimizing your listing leads to more sales and returning customers, which is the goal. The goal of these live streams is to help you get your store more optimized, getting and fixing back old titles, old listings, going back, fixing some of the mistakes that you made with bad purchases. That's the whole goal of this live stream, is to help you do stuff that isn't going to cost you any money. You could go back into your bulk editor and start working on some of the listings you've already did and start correcting some titles, start rearranging some pricing, start figuring out maybe some other keywords that you can start adding into your title. So that is the goal, is like, how can we optimize our listings to get more sales? And that is the mission of today's live stream. So search engine optimization, what is SEO? So keyword research is crucial for eBay SEO. Use relevant search terms in your listing title and description, but avoid keyword stuffing. Pricing and shipping return policies also impact search ranking. So this was a study done by Zeek Analytics last year, where they did a lot of studying on how the eBay algorithm works. What are some ways that we could study the algorithm to really put into our system and our eBay strategy so we can have that competitive advantage? Because the person that understands the platform the best really wins. We really want to know what is our end buyer searching for. We want to really be diligent on studying current trending keywords, not just with clothing, but with all things. Video games, if you're a toy seller, if you're a car part seller, you really want to always be leveling up your keywords, as that is one of the main reasons how your item gets found through SEO. So listing performance right here, your click-through rate, conversion rate, and sales history are important factors for listing performance. Optimized listings can take a couple of hours to show up in search results, but staying on top of this is a challenge. So yeah, getting your title structure correct, getting your shipping policies on point, providing the best value that you can to your customer, all of this really plays an important factor into whether your item sells. So I'll see from time to time during store reviews where the listing will look great, the title will look perfect, photos look awesome, and the brand is great, but the shipping price is off. It says $16.25 to ship a shirt from New York to Oregon, and when it comes down to it, no one's going to pay that price. Very few people are going to pay those high shipping prices. So if you have calculated shipping turned on, or if you're charging a little bit more than other sellers when it comes to flat rate shipping, buyers know how much a shirt should cost to ship, how much pants should cost to ship. But when they see jeans costing $18 to ship, they're just going to move on to other listings. So all this goes into listing performance. Key for you to optimize your store. So the last one here is store performance. So sell-through rate, customer service, and defect and late shipment rate are key to eBay stores' seller performance. This is crucial to your search ranking. So avoiding things like item not as described, late shipment defects, all of these come into place whether they will help your store by minimizing, those false INADs, or they will hurt your store if you continue to pile up those late shipment defects or item not as described. So if you go into your seller metrics, you'll be able to see how you're doing. How is your late shipments? How close are you away from maybe dropping out of top rated plus? All of these little things really do make the big difference. So you really want to keep track of your late shipments. You want to get all your items shipped out on time. You really want to be diligent about avoiding item not as described returns. Those are key. Returns are fine. They are just fine. But returns, getting them when they are item not as described, like you missed the color, or you put in the wrong size, or you put in the wrong brand, all of that can really hurt your store performance and adding more fees on top of it. So getting into the next part is like optimizing your listings performance. How do we do that? What are some things that we can do? And if you've seen these live streams before, you know what we could do to optimize our listings to get more sales. So listing performance is crucial to your eBay search ranking. Click-through rate, conversion rate, and sales history are important factors for listing optimization. Number one is your click-through rate. Use high-quality images and concise descriptions to improve click-through rate. Discounts to prospective customers are also a great way to engage them. Yeah, so that last part is like sending out group buyer coupons, sending out offers to watchers, being diligent about that. So the first thing that I notice when I'm reviewing stores is what? The photos. So the photos are going to be like the gateway to whether that person even wants to click on your item at all. So if your photos are showing your hairy feet with your toenails sticking out and you're taking a photo of whatever you're trying to sell, that's probably not going to convert as well as a piece of clothing photographed with some great lighting, shows off the garment, and there's no hairy feet in the photo. That to me is probably going to help get the buyer to click on your item, though I have seen items sold with some odd pictures. So just getting the best that you can, that is the way to go. But yeah, obviously trying to show off the item as a whole will be able to, get that person that's interested in that item, whether they want to click or not. So getting your photos down is key, but also don't think you need to invest $5,000 into a photo setup. My setup here, less than $400, and I got it. It's good to go. So there's a point to where it's good enough. So conversion rate, provide competitive pricing and user-friendly shipping return policies to improve conversion rate. Deliver excellent customer service to increase repeat customers. Yes, we know this. We want to be able to respond to messages in a timely manner. We want to be able to respond to offers in a timely manner. Why? Because eBay is tracking everything. They're tracking how long is it taking you to respond to a message. They're saying how long is it taking you to ship out your item. They track it all. So you really want to be diligent in setting up a time block to where you can respond to returns, respond to messages, and be able to just be as prompt as you can when you're treating and running your eBay store. Also, doing this is going to help build customer relations where people will want to shop with you more often. If you're nice and you show respect and you offer the best, most transparent policies that you can, those customers are not being treated like that on other eBay stores. So if you could stand out and stick out, then they're going to follow your store and they're going to keep shopping with you. So the next one is sales history. So sales history, sell best-selling products on eBay regularly to boost your sales history and improve search ranking. Yeah, that sounds a lot easier. It sounds easy, right? Yeah, oh yeah, just find the best products, you'll do fine. The thing is if you're listing 10, 20, 30 items a day, those best items, where are they? Because you can only find so many every day. So yes, try when you're just starting out to list just the best items. But as you grow and your listing goal grows, you're going to need to figure out, okay, do I need to lower my standards and my quality to be able to accept more quantity? And that's a decision that you need to make. But I think important getting started on eBay, first 100 items, first couple hundred items, you really want to stick with those high quality items. So just getting into the chat, we'll take a break from that and then we'll get into the store reviews. I just want to say appreciation for all of you guys coming in and watching every week. It's been awesome. It really is fulfilling. Sal, what's up? Listening from work. Hope you're doing well, brother. Eric says, made it. You made it. Marilyn, hey, from Arkansas, listing. Very good. Jared, what's up, brother? Hope you are well. JPF Flip says, thank you for all the info. I just started following you guys a few weeks ago, made changes to our listings, and now we're seeing immediate results. Yeah, I do this because I did it. I did that as far as like what I'm telling you. I went back and I fixed my listings. I went back, fixed my titles, fixed some pricing, maybe changed out some keywords. And remember, when you go back and you work on your oldest listings, that might be a listing from a year ago, a year and a half ago. And if you have kept up with the pace of listing the same items, you are so much more knowledgeable now than you were a year ago. So go back and add in a keyword, change out a keyword, fix the title structure as far as brand, item, gender, size. Time and time again, people were just like, wow, I didn't think that was going to work. But going over just this little slideshow presentation, it's just really confirming on how important it is to get the keywords right and really nail down your title structure so you could be found in search. Because remember, eBay algorithm is search-based algorithm, so we want to be able to take advantage of that. Marilyn says, you totally revamped how I write my titles. Thank you. I was way off. Yeah, I mean, not saying you cannot sell items by just listing random titles, but we want to be able to do the best, right? We want to be able to get the majority, and the majority means that we need to write out our titles on how the majority of buyers are searching for the things we're selling. So that's how we want to take advantage of this search algorithm. Marilyn says, I sure miss the USPS regional boxes. Me too. Me too. They were game changers, probably why USPS discontinued them. Yeah, the regional rate A box I used quite often, but cubic rate for priority has gone down a little bit as well. So John says, haha, hairy feet. Good day, Poe. Yes. Hey, I've seen it. Hey, shout out if you've ever seen some feet in some photos for eBay. They're out there. So it just shows that you could sell anything on eBay. It doesn't need to be 100% professional. Bobby, what's up? Hope you're well. Steven says, eBay, the laundry list. Thank you. A review would be much appreciated. Yes, so I'll add you to the list. Let's see. All right. So if anyone wants a store review, just put it in the comments and we will add you to the list. I have 3 from last week's live that we'll go over. So I'm going to go really fast through this presentation. We just have one more page and we'll get to it. Nomad Expert says, listing from Georgia. Right on. Hope you're well. Peggy says, hey, from Illinois. You are awesome, and I appreciate the great advice. Awesome. Thank you, Peggy, for coming in and watching. Richard says, thank you for spreading your KN. I'm thinking kindness, maybe. Appreciate you. So yeah, jumping back into it, we really need to figure out what the heck is going on eBay. We want to be able to dial in what is the algorithm. There's a lot of mystery. When you hear that word, what do you think of? And really, it's eBay's goal is they want to match up buyers to sellers. How do they do that? Well, they use the search-based algorithm to track all of your metrics. eBay knows what a good buyer is. eBay knows what a bad buyer is. So you want to be able to build up your store through your seller performance, your store performance, through the items that you pick up. So eBay matches you up with those good quality buyers that convert. So this is all a big full circle, a whole big pot of soup, and there's many little ingredients that really make the difference. So if you miss one of them, it's going to matter. All of these things really do matter, but we do focus just on title and price first, and then all those little things can be addressed later. So don't be overwhelmed if you are, behind the eight ball. It just takes time. So optimizing your store performance. Store performance is crucial to your eBay search ranking. Sell-through rate, customer service, and defect and late shipment rate are the main areas of focus to optimize your eBay store. So sell-through rate. Aim for a sell-through rate of 80% or higher to boost your eBay listing optimization and rank higher in the eBay search engine. So that's going to vary from seller to seller. I pick up items that are 30% sell-through rate. That's different. So just depends on your space, how much cash flow you really want pumping in your business to start. But yeah, if you're just starting out, you really do want to focus on 100% sell-through rate, really high sell-through rate items, so you can really start churning and burning and getting the velocity built into your store. So that's going to be dependent on where you're at in your reseller journey. Customer service. So excellent customer service is crucial to your eBay seller account and helps retain customers. Always respond promptly and hopefully it's not cutting out. Always respond promptly and politely to customer queries and complaints. Just to stop on that for a minute, I think a lot of the times people get so emotional when they get responses from customers and they're just freaking out about stuff. For me, I have a Word document or a text document saved on my desktop that has all the auto-generated responses to customer questions. For returns, I have a default automated response. For questions, I have a default automated response. I never respond otherwise. They're all default generated responses. So what you could do if you're trying to figure out how to respond or to just have a default response, go to ChatGPT and start playing around with what are some default responses that can be applicable to whatever the customer question is. So try that out, and it's going to take a lot of the emotion out of it, because at the end of the day, we're just really trying to help the customer. We're not trying to get into battles or arguments, or any of that. We just really want, if there's a issue with the item, I say open a return. That's the way things get moving. I'm not going to be issuing quarter refunds, half refunds. It's like if there's a problem, open a return and I'll give you the refund. Because a lot of the times people will try to negotiate with you, and I just think that having a default response is really going to help you guys cut a lot of emotion out of it and really speed up the time it takes when you're responding to a lot of customer questions. So defect and late shipment rate. Avoid defects on your items by carefully choosing your supplier and sending out shipments on time. Choose only the most reliable drop shipping suppliers to avoid negatively affecting your eBay search ranking. So since this is done by Zeek Analytics, I would not promote any type of drop shipping, especially since it's not even allowed on eBay. But the first part of it is 100% right. It's just really do the best that you can to ship out your items on time. And you don't need to do same-day shipping. You don't need to do one business day shipping. Do the shipping rate that's going to allow you to manage that. If you put too much, if you don't give yourself enough time, you're just setting your store up for failure. So allow enough time for you to be able to ship your orders out, and you could slowly increase that. But don't put yourself in a bad position by, setting yourself up for same day shipping and you could barely even get those items out on time. So, last one before we get into store reviews is improving your eBay SEO. So use these tips to optimize your eBay SEO. Targeted keywords. Choose the right keywords to target for your products and optimize your eBay listings using those keywords. Number 2 is effective pricing. Provide competitive pricing to increase conversion rate and improve search ranking. And number 3 is user-friendly policies. Offer easy to understand and convenient shipping and return policies to enhance customer experience. Yes, 100%. So, yeah, we really want to focus on pricing your items correctly. If you are buying items and you're not figuring out what that item's going to sell for before you purchase it, that's a great way to build up a store of a bunch of items that aren't going to sell. So you really, when you're just starting out, you do need to be checking prices on everything. And I know it's going to get repetitive and it's going to get tiring, but you're doing all this research for your future. You don't need to do it all the time. But when you're first starting out, I do believe you need to research thousands and thousands of items, checking every single tag. And whether it's video games, VCR tapes, whatever it is, you really need to do your due diligence on figuring out what is this priced, what am I going to pay, and what is this going to sell for, and how long is it going to take to sell. Those 3 things you really need to know before you start buying items, 100%. So Richard says knowledge. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you, Richard. Jason comes in and says, I would like a store review. It's Project 230. We gotcha. Let me add you in. Project. All right, we found you. I'll add you. So, yeah, we're going to jump into the store reviews right now. I have 5, but we're going to try our best to get through them right now. JPF Flip says, I also think presentation of how you send the item matters. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, don't be sending out Tommy Bahama button-ups in pizza boxes, Don't be sending stuff out in old Costco mango boxes. There is a way to do it, and don't overthink it, because most of the time people are sending stuff out in random boxes. And for clothing, there is a certain presentation factor. Everything for me is in these poly bags. So that can almost feel like, oh man, this is brand new, from the buyer's perspective. But having some sort of presentation is key. I don't put a packing slip or anything like that in there, but it is very simple. I'm trying to go for speed, but you definitely want to have it so when the buyer opens it, there's not some old hair, dog hair hanging out or whatnot. You want it to make sure it's presentable, and it does matter, yes, for repeat buyers as well. Zaharatique, we got you on deck, so stick around. We got you. Second here coming up. So we got your store queued up. Richard, I do not give partial refunds. Yeah, me neither. Unless if it's like the buyer bought something and then they returned it and it wasn't the item that they bought and they returned a banana to me, then I could withhold 50% of the original cost. So I will do that. But yeah, partial refunds. Yeah. JPF Flip says, I cannot find any good clear poly bags for our clothing. The ones with the warning levels a bit more pricey. Any recommendations? So I buy 1,000 of these 10 by 12 poly bags that I use for about 90% of my items. I'll use that. And then for the bigger sweaters and coats and big pairs of jeans, I'll use this 13 by 16 poly bag. And then for the suffocation label, I will have a sticker that'll stick on separate. For me, that's worked well. I have everything close by here, so I'm not running around. That's up to you whether you want to buy the labels separately for the suffocation warning, or you will have to spend a little bit more for that automatically to be printed on. But I think I pay 7 cents each for the smaller poly bag, and it's like 8 cents each for the big poly bag. Amazon. So you could check out linked in the description if you really want some bags. I use gallon bags from Walmart, cheap. Yeah, that works too. So also nice to be a little bit thicker. Stepmo says, good morning. Please click like. Oh, I appreciate you. Yeah, if you guys are getting value and you want to stick around, maybe you're new to the channel, we do this every week. So you could subscribe, smash like, and it will help get this out to more people that are wanting help, specifically on eBay. Junior Joy says, hi, do you use price bucket method? Care to talk about for a second? Yes, I do. I sell very generic items, the same items over and over again. So my store is all price bucket. $17.95, $21.95, $24.95, $27.95. Those are the price buckets that I use for probably 90% of my items. So because I've sold those items over and over again at that same price, so I'm going to continue to do that. I do that because I don't want to spend all the time checking comps for every single item. And if you think that you need to do that when your store grows, you don't. So if you're in that struggle right now of like, it takes me 8 hours to do 5 listings because I have to check the prices, once you sell it over and over again, the days of checking prices are over. You'll be doing that for items that you haven't sold before, or for items that you've sold before and the market's maybe fluctuated. So just remember that you don't need to check the price for the items all the time. Then you can start to develop a bucket price strategy for those items that you do sell over and over again. But it's definitely dependent on your cost of goods and how fast you want these items to sell. J-Ride Flip says, first time catching you live, would you say your YouTube growth is more gradual or more exponential? Gradual. Yeah, just like eBay, which is how I want it. Just slow and steady. There isn't anything particular that I've done that's been like viral or anything, but I'm not looking to, that's not the reason why I do this. So I would take slow and steady for anything in life. My goal is just to help, beginners, people that have been selling on eBay for a while, help optimize their store so they could get more sales. But as far as YouTube, it's been basically like how eBay is. Just stay consistent and little by little. So JM says, please review my store. I'm in year 2 on my way to full-time reselling. Unique option SNC. Let me type you in, and we're going to get right into it. Unique option SNC. All right, I think we got you. All right, so we're going to get into it. One last comment. So, Tar Heel Picker. Nice. Enjoying your info while I list. Just adding clothing to my everything store. No longer have a day job. Nice. And trying to up my store. Well, you're going to get there. I think everyone, if you're still in everything store, that's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you do start to figure, oh man, if I really want to make a bit more money, I need to start picking some categories I need to niche down in. Just to help with your listing process, your shipping process, inventory, and everything that goes into it. So getting into store reviews, we have 5 Star Thrifters. This was from last week. I hope you're still around, or maybe if you catch the replay, I hope that this can be helpful for you. You have 164 items listed. You've sold 11, so you're still new. You're getting some traction. But I'll tell you what, your photos look pretty good. Well lit. The color looks great. So just keeping in mind that you are new, I'm just going to provide you with some basics that will really transform your business, and that's going to be your title and your price. So I want to know, if you are here, let us know what your listing habit looks like and what is your goal on eBay. But it looks like you sold 1 so far today. You sold nothing on the 31st, on the 30th, 29th. So you've had sales just about everywhere, and it looks like you just started taking it seriously more recently. So I wouldn't expect much with just 164 items. 1% of 164 would be 1.5 items a day. So that would be really ideal. That's a sign of a really healthy, growing store, is 1% sell-through every day. But obviously that's going to drop when you start listing more items. But let's just take a look at some of your newest items in your titles. So with a lot of these, Google Nest thermostat, smart for home programmable Wi-Fi. If it's new, I would probably put new in box, NIB or NWT, just another thing, searchable keyword. Fritz and Floyd table centerpiece vase old world classic rabbits vintage. I think that's a great title, especially with these items that have maybe a harder to find brand. You're gonna really want to get your keywords dialed in. So that is what's going to help people find your item. That's what's going to help your item to sell. It's 80 characters that eBay allows you to fill out a title. So we want to use as many characters as possible to be able to sell our items. So what I see here is you have all these titles filled out really nice. Let's get into some of your clothes and just see how we can improve some of those listings. So these Nike pants, they're misspelled, so that's misspelled words are really the death of eBay stores, because if you're misspelling all of your titles, all of your brands, it's going to be really hard for people to find those items. So you're going to want to fix that. Nike pants and then women's medium. I think the first part of that structure is really good. Nike pants, women's medium, and then the rest looks like really good keywords. So very good, and you have measurements. I think the photos look really good too. Price is a little high. I would sell this between $14 and $17, but that's just me. Everyone has their own cost of goods and their own margins. $861. This would be on the fringe of shipping between first class and priority. So if you don't know, it's good to just ship it priority, but I probably would guess this would be maybe 14 to 16 ounces. Sweatpants. And then your item description, I would put things in like your policies, your return policy, your handling time, how is the product stored, things like that. Just putting your title shows that you're just listing either from your phone or you're just copy paste real quick and be done. But you're going to want to create a template to be able to have in there of your policies, your handling time, and then continue to sell similar off of those listings. So this Liz Claiborne blouse, so you have Liz Claiborne blouse, women's large polyester sleeveless. So I would go Liz Claiborne shirt, women's large, and then after large I would put blouse. So that's just me. That's just what I do, because more people are searching for Liz Claiborne shirt. And also put tank top in there as a keyword. So Liz Claiborne blouse, large, no holes, very little wear. And the price for me, I would list this at $17.95 and accept any offers above $10. This is a low tier brand. $861 shipping. My shipping would be $695 first class, because it weighs less than a pound, and you have a little bit filled out there. So just a little things to be dialing in. I think your photos are fine, but you're definitely going to want to update your descriptions, making some kind of template, something like that, where it can be easy stated, your return policy, the condition, and whatnot. So but yeah, keep working. You're still early on, but you want to be able to build the store up with the most perfect listings to start, so you can continue to sell similar off of those. So you have Rachel and Zoe Shacket. I would probably do Rachel Zoe jacket, women's medium, and then I would use Shacket as a keyword, because you want Rachel and Zoe jacket people who are searching for that to be coming across your item. Fabletics tank. Very good. I would do a Fabletics shirt, women's, and then the size. You don't have the size anywhere on there. That's really important. Nike, you've spelt wrong on several of these, so you put Nikki shirt, women's. You'll want to go in and correct that. So yeah, just a few little tweaks. I think that's really going to help you get to building the perfect listing first, which is key. So getting into the next is Zaharatique. I hope I'm saying that right, but the first thing that I like is you have some kind of branding going on, and I really like that. From a buyer's point of view, they rarely shop at your storefronts, but when they do, they're going, what is going on in their brain? They're thinking, okay, this is an actual person that is taking themselves seriously. They're trying to build a business. This looks professional. Your photos look great. I like that you have it different. Different can be better than better at times. So when you are doing stuff that's a little bit different, like you have this little shag carpet behind your clothing, I don't think it's necessary, but it also is going to create some intrigue from the buyer's point of view. Um, so it looks like you're doing some sort of flat lay as well. And you have some photos with the background cut out. So just wondering what you're trying to do there going forward. But it looks great. I look for lighting and colors, and I think your lighting looks great, and I think the colors look pretty accurate. So just going into now more of your details, you have 427 items, and you've sold 1.1 thousand. So let's see. What does your listing habit look like, and what are you kind of trying to get out of eBay? If you're still here and you want to comment that, let's look at your newest listings. You listed not today yet, but on yesterday you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 listings. Awesome. All really good stuff. Chubby's, Public Rec, Viore. The pricing looks okay. I think that looks fine. Viore board shorts do sell, between 34 and 50, so that's good. Chubby's, very nice. So let's look at how many you're selling a day, which is the key, right? We could list everything, but if we're not selling, that means we're not pricing and we're not doing our titles correctly. So June 1st already, you got a nice sale. Buckle, BKE jeans, $34 plus shipping. Very nice. Yesterday, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You crushed it yesterday. Great job. For only 426 items and you sold 5 yesterday, that means you sold over 1% of your store yesterday. That is great. Very encouraging. So the 29th, you didn't have any sales on the 30th, but on the 29th, you had 1, 2, 3. That's good. And on the 28th, you had 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. This should be very encouraging for you as you continue to grow your store. You're listing and you're selling as much as you're listing as best you can. So let's look at some of your newest listings and let's see how we could get better. Patagonia shorts, women's extra small. Perfect title structure. Harley Davidson shirt, men's, and then instead of slim large, I would put men's large and then slim after it. Cabela's vintage shirt, men's. So if it's vintage, I would almost prefer to either start with vintage Cabela's or I would put vintage at the end of the title, not where it is as the second word. Vintage, so I'd put Cabela's shirt, men's large, tall, and then vintage at the end. Public Rec shorts, men's 44, great job. Viore shorts, men's double XL, very good. Your title structure looks good. Your photos look good. Yeah, photos look really good. Price, your shipping looks awesome. You have returns, very good. Oh my goodness, I love this item description. Item description from the seller. Please see photos for measurements. Smoke and pet-free environment. I will offer discounts for multiple orders. I ship fast. Shop with confidence. Free 30-day returns. Everybody, right here, right now. This is the blueprint outline of how an item description from a seller should look. Just like that. Don't copy it. Create your own, but just like that. Simple, effective. Here it is. This is what we do. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to provide simple, effective statements about your product in your product description. You don't want to take the whole Amazon product description and copy paste it into your eBay. People aren't going to read that. So you just really want to be clear. I like your item specifics. Very good. 2XL, blue, casual, travel. Very good here. So awesome quality listing. I think just keep doing what you're doing. Really be diligent about those little things like your titles, the structure in which they are, the order in which you structure your titles, brand, item, gender, size. Your photos look good. I think just early on, you're just going to get faster and faster. You're going to get better and better. So keep doing what you're doing. And try to keep picking up good items. The items in your store are awesome. So that's the hard part. That is the hardest part to this is finding the good stuff, right? So you're finding the good stuff. Keep doing that. Great job. So getting back into it, you said it's like boutique. Yeah, very good. Yeah, your name. That's awesome. 10 to 15 a day. I'm full time on Poshmark as well. Good job. Yeah. So if you're doing this good on eBay, keep building up this eBay store and keep building up your Poshmark store. But you're going to find that the more that you're putting into eBay, the more it's going to continue to grow and scale. I just kind of like to think of like who's selling 100 items on Poshmark a day, 100 clothing items, 50 clothing items a day, and then who's doing that on eBay? Is there more people selling 50 items a day on eBay, or is there more people selling 50 items a day on Poshmark? So what that tells me is that I can build my business bigger on eBay than I can on Poshmark. So keep doing what you're doing, and just don't be surprised a year from now where eBay's paying you more than Poshmark. So, but there's nothing wrong having the two. But very good. Good stuff. So, getting back into another store review, the Southern Vibe is the next store. And if you're just coming in and you want a store review, leave it in the comment section. I write them all down, and if we don't get to all of them, we add them to next week's list. But remember, the goal of this live stream is to help you get more sales. How do we do that? We do that by structuring our titles correctly and pricing our items at what the market is telling us. So the first thing that I notice about this store is that there is a complete branding going on. There's complete messaging going on saying that we are serious about selling on eBay and we want to help get these things sold. So branding is not so important, but if you are trying to build a business, you might want to start. It's better than not, right? It's better than just having a picture of like Tom sitting there smiling, the same picture over and over again. You want to develop some kind of branding, something better than nothing, in my opinion, but it's not going to be a make or break thing for you. Just start figuring out what type of branding do I want? What kind of colors? How do I want my store to look? Because eBay's really trying to push this whole storefront thing. So very good. I really like the look. 300 items sold, and you have 441 listed. So photos look pretty good, pretty clear. Looks like backgrounds are vary, some on wood, some on carpet. So looks like flat lay. Brands look pretty good. All right, so 441. Let's look at how much you're selling a day. So 441, 1% sell through would be about 4 a day, right? So we have 1 today. We had 1, 2, 3 yesterday. We had 5 on the 30th. You had 2 on the 29th, 1 on the 28th. I mean, it's still early. You got 441 items. You're selling between 2 and 4 a day. That's awesome. You should be encouraged by that. So looking at some of the titles, Gianni Beanie Dress, women's extra small, perfect start to that title structure. Blue, white, beaded, city, sorry, formal, party. Good job. Good keywords. Burton pants, women's medium, perfect title structure. VRST pants, men's large. Crown and Ivy sweater, men's large. Crown and Ivy sweater, men's large. The first part of your title structures look really good. I think keywords look okay. Lower ranking keywords are like long sleeve, pullover, try to figure out what are some other ones, like Crown and Ivy sweater, men's large, and it's pink and salmon. I would use things like preppy, academia, school, college, things like that. More trending keywords that are going to describe your item. Long sleeve is more of a lower ranking one. So, but the first part of your titles are done well. Let's look at a few of the listings. You have measurements. You got new tags there. You got your measurements. The price looks really good. $18.90. You're not asking too much. So, and you got returns. So very good. Item description is new tags. Please check photos for measurements and details. That's pretty good too. Just like we said about the last one, I think having some type of bullet points just makes it a little easier to read. That's just going to come from developing some type of template for you in your store. rather than write it out every single time. So Carhartt pants, women's, small, 4 to 6, fitted force utility legging blue stretch. Great job. And you listed them under women's pants. That's where I actually would have listed these two. These are kind of sweet. Very good. $32.90. I think that price looks pretty good, pretty reasonable. Small, in pre-owned condition, showing light signs of wear. Very good. So if you develop some type of template around this type of wording, then you could just have that template inserted into all of your listings, and you'll change a few words here and there. So very good. For some reason, your feedback's showing 96.3 on here. So let's see, 96.3. Just seeing your feedback. Okay. 1 in the last year. So that's not bad. Just keep doing what you're doing, picking up the good stuff. The pricing looks great. You're still in your early stages. So 441 items and you're selling pretty good. Just keep finding good items, listing them at the right price that the market is telling you what they should be listed at, and keep scaling up. Your speed is going to get better. Zahara says it already is. Laugh out loud. Oh, okay, good. For eBay, that's good. Thank you. I really appreciate the review. Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in and listening. Just shows to me that you're here because you want to get better. I think that no one ever in eBay or as a person in general, no one's ever just like, I'm done. I'm going to stop being better. We're all trying to get better. I'm trying to get better every day. So this is how we can get better on eBay. And I'm telling you, the way is pretty easy. Fixing titles, checking pricing. Those are things we can do right now. We don't need to go buy something that's going to magically make us get more sales. We don't need to do anything in particular, that's going to be cost and, it's not going to cost too much other than your time. Fix 5 titles a day, 10 titles a day. Go into your bulk editor and just knock them out. And it's really going to help revitalize a lot of those old items that are stale in your store. Those items that are 3 months old, 6 months old, they're on page 12. They're on page 20. They're just falling lower and lower in ranking. So doing whatever we can, doing markdown sales is going to help as well. So getting into the next store review, first we're going to answer this question. Sapphire says, "Hi, Bo. Thanks for the super helpful review last week. Can I request another one sometime? Still have some questions about my clothing listings." Absolutely. You can just drop it right now, and then if I don't get to you, I'll add you to next week's store reviews. But yes, multiple are encouraged, actually, because I want to be able to help you guys put your store out here, make some of those changes, and then a month later, 2 months later, let's go back and look at your store and see what's going on to see if what you're doing is working. How is it affecting your store? Multiple store reviews are welcome here. I do want to see your guys' continual process, because you can implement what I'm talking about here, and then you could fall off the wagon and start getting sloppy again. So, but yeah, you can put that store name in there, and I'll get to it. Yolanda says, "I'd appreciate a review as well. Aquarian Rose." Yes, I will add you in right now. Rose. Cool, gotcha. Okay. And like I said, if we don't get to you, you will be for next week. So the laundry list is next. Also, really love the branding. I love it here. I love that you guys are taking this seriously. To me, when I get into a store and I don't see anything, no banner, no branding, icon, nothing, it just shows like you're not taking it quite as serious. Doesn't mean you aren't serious about it. Maybe you're just taking some time to get it going. But I think establishing some type of branding is going to be really helpful for you. It's going to help you feel better. It's going to be like, yes, I did my logo, I did my channel banner. Things are looking good. And once you do it once, you don't have to change it. So for me, it's like, look at mine. Mine was done literally like the second day I got on eBay, and look how bad it looks. Like it's really bad, but it's helped contribute to 12,000 sales. So that's awesome. Keep it simple. Don't take too much time. but something better than nothing. So the laundry list, your photos look poppin'. They look great. What I like is the contrast between the background and the actual garment. Like, it sticks out to me. It pops. I love that. The photos almost like jump out. That's how good they look. Well lit, good color. Awesome. And now as far as the brands, you got some vintage stuff in here. You got Miami Hurricanes. You got some really good stuff. Very good. So let's look at your sell-through rate. You have 536 items, and you've sold almost 1,000 so far. Ideally, we would love to see 5 sales a day. You got really good stuff, so let's see if you're pricing them correctly and titling them correctly. So far today, you've already sold 2. Yesterday, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good job. On the 30th, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay. On the 29th, 1, 2, 3. 28th, you sold 3. 27th, you sold 5, 6. 6. Very good. Great job. Just like the last few stores we've been looking at, everyone's doing great. Like, the titles look good. The products you're selling look good. It's just about now doing the same thing over longer periods of time. What is that store going to look like? Keep picking up those items, and you will be surprised on the consistency. On if you just stay committed and disciplined to the process, you will be just like I, surprised, going, wow, I never thought that I'd make 6 figures selling used clothing on the internet. So just takes that time. The ingredient is time. So the last few stores, I just suggest you just keep doing what you're doing. Just spend more time doing it. So, you have really good solds. Let's check out the newer titles. So, Peter Scott sweater, 44, men's 44, very good. Vintage. Either I'd put vintage at the start or last. Very good job. Fusai shirt, men's 2XL, very good. Vietnam t-shirt, men's XL. Ralph Lauren shirt, men's 3XB. Yada golf shirt. For the most part, your titles look great. And your keywords look good, like workwear, country, farm, linen blend, pullover, breathable, soft, center check, USC Trojans, University blue, embroidered, journey, mesh, lined, rain, nylon. Yeah, good keywords. So let's look into a few of your new listings, see how we're doing. All right, so Yada golf shirt, men's 2XL. I would do Yada shirt, men's 2XL, and golf polo would be like what I use after the size. So that's just where I would make that little slight tweak and adjustment. The price looks okay, $29.99, $5 shipping. That looks good. Your returns looks to be somewhat new. So that's why you probably have it priced high. Excellent use condition, no rips or stains, general signs of use and age, smoke-free. Thanks for looking. I just encourage everyone, if you're at this stage of typing in every item description manually or having to input that, to just really help speed up your listing process, you're going to want to develop something like this where you can have templates that are already auto-generated from selling similar, but develop something like this to where you can make it so much faster, so much easier when you're doing your product description. I say don't spend too much time doing your product description. Looks like, just simple one sentence is great, but getting it to where you can automate it a little bit more will be really helpful for increasing your listing speed. Remember, for me, a lot of what I do is speed. What can I cut out just to get faster, to be faster, but to not make more mistakes, right? So those little things during the listing process add up tremendously. So getting some kind of automated template will help you. So this Rugby 3XLT polo, big pony, very good. Priced appropriately, $678, 30-day returns. Photos look good with measurements of the pony, very good. Very good, very good. So, and a photo of the custom SKU as the last photo. Very, very it's good to do that because not all the time you're going to find your items. So taking a picture of the SKU as the last photo can just be a way to some insurance, in case you do lose an item, you have the photo in there in the listing. So another simple one-liner, that's very good. And maybe that's your template and that works just great for you. I would make the font a little bit bigger. So you got great item specifics here. Let's see. Sometimes size 3XLT, fit regular. So you're just going to want to make sure that you put this into the big sizes, the big and tall. And I don't see that anywhere here. I see fit regular. So 3XLT. You just want to make sure that size type, you have size type. That's where you need to fix it from regular to big and tall since it's a 3XLT. So that could be an INAD just for future reference. Size type will need to be fixed to big and tall, and then you select 3XLT. So 3XL would go into regular, but 3XLT would go into big and tall, just in case, so you don't get an INAD. But things like that, they slip. It happens, and that's fine. Men's Duluth shirt. Yeah, your photos look good. Some type of condition description. I really think that that's going to be helpful because most of the people that are buying on eBay, 50% of them are buying on the app on their phone. So having a condition description, one-liner, quick thing about the item is going to help. So same little one-liner. That's great for your condition or for your item description. XL, Duluth, you got it all. So really good. Very good. Just keep building up your store. Make it bigger. You're getting the sales. I don't know what your listing habit looks like, but definitely don't be, if you're listing 10 a day and you're not quite selling 5 a day yet, keep listing 10 a day until that exceeds 5 to 7 sales a day. That's when you can start slowly increasing your listing goal. But otherwise, a really good store, and you should be encouraged by what you see there. So, yeah. Yolanda, you says, please be gentle. Laugh out loud. Oh, no. Everything is just coming from my heart. I'm not going to try to, beat up anybody because, that's not going to be encouraging and it's not going to give you a vote of confidence if I'm being problematic and aggressive to helping you guys, right? There's a way to do it, and I'm just going to really try to make some pointers that you could take with you and run with it. But there's no benefit to me, just trashing your guys' store because, who gets the motivation from being discouraged, right? Like if I were to discourage you, would you be more motivated? I don't see that really. So I'm trying to encourage everyone that we all start somewhere, but we're all trying to head to the same place, which is up, right? We're all trying to get more sales. I don't think anyone's on here trying to get less sales. If you are, drop in the comment section down below because I want to have you on the podcast. But we're all trying to get more sales. We're all trying to grow our stores. So how we do that is through encouragement and, positivity and trying to just help you guys learn some of these principles that I've learned, and you could start applying them as well. So Jason says, I have been trying to figure out what is more important on eBay, the amount of items in your store or the amount of items you list on a daily basis. So the amount of items that you have in your store is really depend on the quality of the items that you're picking up. Because if you're picking up 1,000 Patagonia items every day, there's a good chance that you'll be selling all of those items within 90 days. So it really depends on the items that you're picking up. You will need a bigger store if you pick up less quality items. You will need a smaller store if you're picking up a majority of quality items. So all those that question goes hand in hand. Like and everyone has their own goal. What do you want to make? $1 million, $10 million? What are you trying to aim for? So there's always a fine line of like figuring out, well, how much do I want to make? How much do I want to work? And what does that look like? I asked in the Patreon the other day, what does the perfect store look like to you? Like, what is your ideal perfect store? And is it working 8 hours a day doing 80 listings, or is it doing 2 hours a day doing 30 listings? We're all on a different pace. But for you, Jason, you got to figure out what types of items am I going to be putting in my store, and that's going to determine how much money I'm going to make. So you said, also the amount of items in your store or what you list on a daily basis. So are you a fast lister? Are you a slow lister? All of that's going to be determined by like the quality of your items. So you're going to have to develop a good speed of listing if the items you're picking up aren't very good. And that's why for me, listing 50 items a day, I do need to be pretty fast on my listing because the items that I'm listing sell between $12 and $20. So for me, I'm doing listings between 20 and 30 in an hour. That's what I need to be doing. If it took me 8 hours to list these terrible items, then my money per hour is dramatically reduced. So I'm trying to go for speed. So everyone's different. Maybe you have access to some really good inventory, which I'd be, that's the hardest part, is finding a good source. Sapphire says, how long does it take to see consistent sales after starting to list more consistently? This is the greatest question because everyone wonders. I've been listing every day for a month and I haven't seen nothing. I've been listing every day for 4 months and I haven't seen nothing. So this kind of piggybacks off the last question, is like, you're going to start seeing more consistent sales the more consistent you are. So how long have you been listing every day? For me, it took a good 1.5 years of listing every day to be able to start seeing selling more as what I was listing. Like, it took me 1.5 years. And that was, at that point, I believe I was between 1,500 and 2,500 items in my store, where I was actually listing about 20 a day, selling between 10 and 15. So 1.5 years. But that was picking up items that were pretty bad from the Goodwill outlet. So if you can focus on picking up the best items that you can to start, that won't look like 1.5 years. That will look like maybe 6 months to a year. But if you're thinking you're going to get traction of listing 10 a day for 2 months, and it's just items from the bins or garage sale items, very generic bread and butter brands, it's going to take a lot longer than just a few months of listing every day to start selling 10. If you're listing 10 every day and you're selling 5 after your first few months, I would say you're perfectly on track. Don't get discouraged if you're listing 10 a day and you're only selling 1 a day after just a few months. Stick with it. I think after 6 months, after that point, and you're listing 10 a day and you're only selling 1 or 2 a day, stop what you're doing, go back and fix old titles, price your items correctly, and stop probably picking up those items that you're currently picking up. So just really keep in mind that it's all a different stage for everyone because we're not all picking up the same items. So list consistently, stay committed, and if I could do it, you can do it. It took me 1.5 years to really start to see the influx of my commitment of listing every day for eBay to really start keeping up with the sales. So right now I list 50 a day and I sell only between 25 and 35 a day. So, and I've been doing that for the last 8 months. So just to kind of give you a good perspective. But yeah, do not quit. Do not quit. Is your group only for clothing sellers? So the Patreon group is not only for clothing sellers. We have an electronics seller in there. We have a few everything sellers in there. All the principles that we teach here in the group and here on YouTube all apply to all sellers. The listing habit, the accountability, the structuring of the titles, the picking up of the good quality items. So that is really going to kind of blanket all of the sellers on eBay. But if you do want to get into clothing, I think it could be a really good fast track for you to start learning about different styles of clothing, what's trending. You can find it linked in the description down below. You could give it a shot. Right now we have a free trial. You lose literally nothing, and you get a free store review guaranteed, the reseller spreadsheet. So 7 days free. You could try it. It's not for everyone. Not everyone knows how to use Discord. So if it's not for you, that's fine, but you could try it. Jason says, I feel like it took me a month. Yeah, it's different for everybody. So, Sapphire, you say, thanks, Jason. I tend to get frustrated if I don't see results, and then I miss days. Yeah, Don't okay. So what you want to do when you're looking at your progress, and maybe you're just a few months in, look at your stats month over month, not over the day, not over the week, but go into January, go into February, go into March, and start comparing month over month. If you're seeing growth, that just should reaffirm to you that what you're doing is correct, and continue to do that. Your numbers should be going up slightly every month if you're continuing to list every day. So don't be discouraged, and do not let that sway you from continuing on. So Jason says, I get it. I learned early on not to miss days. Yeah, I would say the main key if you want to build a business on eBay, and if you were to do what you would say, Bo, what's the most important thing if I want to start on eBay and I want to have consistent results, is you have to list every day. Doesn't mean you have to work every day, because you could list enough to where you put some in your draft bank and you use your draft bank. It's kind of like your days off or emergency days, but you do need to be active every day. I mean, not saying you can't get sales every day without listing every day, because you can. Just to get the most sales that you can every day, you want to list every day. eBay's trying to figure you out as a seller. Steven says, boom, thanks. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Sapphire says, thanks. I'm going to work on my consistency. Yeah, you'll know that the more clear you are on your vision and your goal with whatever you're trying to accomplish, the more that you're going to stay committed to it. And that is going to be the key, because a lot of people lack the vision and goal, so therefore they're swaying. Like, when you don't have a vision or a goal, and someone says, oh, we're going to a barbecue this weekend, you want to come? Oh, I'm going to this party over here tomorrow, you want to come? Your vision is going to keep you progressing towards that, and you know exactly what to say no to and what to say yes to. So just keep on track with your goal, and that's going to help you become more consistent in developing the habit of consistency in general. So Nomad says, I mainly sell sportswear, clothing, and sneakers. Can I get a store review next time? Damon, boom. Yeah, I'm going to add you right now. We're going to get into one more store review, and then we will go on. We'll add for the next week. But I'll add you on, and we will get you added to the list. So let's see, the laundry list, which I love that name. We added you, and Damon, we got you. Cool. All right. So Sapphire says, oh, you're asking Steven, what results have you seen from that? Did it make a big difference? Great takeaways. 5 is your listing. 5 is your goal. Okay. To sell or to list? Steven says, I ramped up from 2 a day to 5 a day pretty quickly and saw consistent increase in sales within 30 to 60 days. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it doesn't sound like a lot, right? Oh, I'm going from 2 to 5. But if you think about it, you went up 120% just on your listing. You went from 2 to 5. You doubled. So, yeah, it's going to make a big difference. And just get really good at it. Get really good at listing, precision. How do I want things typed out? How do I want things written out? All of that's going to get you to become faster. So that's very good. 30 to 60 days. That's awesome. So Creating Happy Mondays says, I have been weeding out unsolds. Do you do that? If you do, what is your process? Yeah, so either for searching for comps, or kind of just wondering how I check for comps. But yeah, I filter out the unsolds. Jason, you said, so where do you source good items outside of the bins and garage sales? Yeah, that's the great debate. Great question. I'm just going to give you guys a few alternative ways to source, and even if just one of you applies it, that's awesome. But yeah, the bins is great. Go there, find items. Garage sales are awesome. Do that. I would start suggesting with some alternative ways that are free. Go into Facebook, buy and sell groups, create an ad on Canva saying we buy whatever you're looking to buy, post those into local buy and sell groups into your area, and you will get traction. Not all buy and sell groups on Facebook allow that post, so you're going to have to join a couple of them for even one of them to work. That's going to be a great way to source inventory. You're also going to want to cold call 2 to 5 thrift stores every day until you, in your county, in your state, and cold call them and start developing a couple sentences on where you can get these calls out and say, hey, I'm Bo, I'm a clothing reseller, I'm looking for bulk items, bulk clothing items to sell or to pick up. What do you offer? Do you have rack pools? Do you have overstock? Things like that. That's another way. Calling junk removal services as well. Those are companies that are usually not in the business for resale, especially clothing. So you're going to want to contact them. Local church closets, you're going to want to contact them to see what they have for overstock, what they do for their old inventory, what do they do with that. Also developing a strategy for donation bins. That could be an easy way for you to get inventory. You talk to local businesses, see if they're allowing to put a local or a donation bin outside of their business. That can be a great way. Checking Craigslist frequently. Always be checking Marketplace once a week. Set up search parameters where you'll get notified of people listing bulk items. Those are just a few ideas. I could probably go on for a little bit longer about ideas on ways to source. Another way, this is kind of a gray area, it's not allowed in all states, but putting bandit signs up, we buy whatever. I saw the other day, we buy broken lawnmowers. It's like, there's people doing it. You could try to experiment with that. And there's a reason why they're on every single telephone pole that exists. We buy something. So they do have good conversion. But you're going to have to check with your county codes to see if that is allowed. So those are just some alternative ways. Try them. Try some of those, and you'd be surprised. Sapphire says list. Okay, you're trying to list 5 a day. Okay. Well, I mean, you're doing a great job. You're going to get faster. And at least you're not trying to list 30 a day. So dominate 5, master 5. Start selling, 3 to 5, and that's when you can reevaluate your business on whether you want to start listing more. So, Marcus, what's going on? What's up, brother? Hope you're well. Chase says, lowest price deals. All right, I'll add you to the list. I mainly sell clothing. I list roughly 15 every day. However, my impressions are low, and so are my sales. Please review my store if you get the chance. Lowest price deals. Excuse me. All right, so sometimes, right. You got to search by username. All right, so gotcha. And we got Boomer Sneakers as well. So we got a few to catch up. We'll get in Chase. Yeah, if we don't get to you next week, we will. Storage units, yes. Storage units, either through auctions or calling storage units. Start picking up the phone. The cold calling, don't think of it as like you're a telemarketer. You are literally just trying to connect with people who have the goods, right? Storage unit managers, estate companies that do estate sales. Connect with the people in charge. Start going to the top. Start calling mom and pop thrift stores. Go into the top, the owners. I want to speak with the owner. Start developing relationships. That's really going to help you make the difference in your sourcing. Creating Happy Monday says, out of my inventory. I go through a category and purge what hasn't sold in the last. Oh, okay. Yeah, so things like that. What I do, I don't do that because I already did the work. I already sourced the item. I already took the photos. I already did the listing. So for me, when items get stale and slow, I'm going to be implementing a few things. Man, I had to drink some coffee. So a few things like markdown sales. I use the markdown manager on the first of every month to mark down old inventory. Items that are older than 120 days start off at a 20% markdown. If they make it to the 150-day mark, they go to a 30% markdown. If they make it to the 180-day mark, which is usually about half a year, right? they get a 40% markdown. And it just keeps going every month until that item is down to up to 80% off. So that is what I do. That is how I keep my items fresh, engaged in the algorithm. eBay sees from their point of view that I'm manipulating the price. So therefore, there's some engagement within that listing. So eBay gets happy. But that's what I do. I don't unlist old inventory because of what I stated earlier. I already did the work. I'm just going to now avoid that item. I look pretty regularly every month on the items that are old, like over a year, and I look at those brands and I start going through and going, hey, I'm seeing a lot of Forever 21 here. I'm seeing a lot of Aeropostale here. A lot of really bad brands. I'm not going to be picking these up anymore. So do that. Go through your old inventory and start really honing in on the brands that are still sitting there and go, should I keep picking this up? So that's what I do. I do not delete old listings. But what you can do is start fixing some keywords too to help those listings get found in search as well. Brett says, hey, what's up, people? I was finally able to make a live video. Hey, I appreciate you, Brett. If you have questions, let me know. Let's get back into one store review. We got Project 230. Hopefully you're still here. 322 items, and you've sold 305. Very good. That's awesome. So looks like you're a clothing reseller. Photos look good. And 322. Let's see how many you've been selling a day. At 322, we'd love to see 3 sales a day. So let's see where you're at. All right. So Reebok hat, 1. You sold 1 today. You sold 4 yesterday. And you sold 3 on the 30th. Okay. I mean, you're getting pretty good sales. I noticed your pricing is pretty good. Pretty low. That's good to a point. You want to really be not cutting yourself too short there, because it does make sense, right? Like in theory, if I price my items really low, they're going to sell. But also, too, there's a lot of psychology behind that, in that sometimes people think, oh, well, what's wrong with the item? That's why there's a fine line between underpricing and overpricing. That's why I go for the middle on all of these. When I look at the median of the market on all the items I'm looking at, I'm trying to aim for the middle, because I just want to be, not too high where it never sells, and then not too low where someone's like, well, what's going on with it? So you want to have a happy medium there. But hey, your price looks good. So, but definitely don't be underpricing, because you're just shortchanging yourself. You're putting in a lot of hard work, and you want to be able to get the most that you can for the items that you're selling. But yeah, so photos look good. Let's take a look at some of your newest listings. Vineyard Vines. First thing right off the bat is that your titles are too short. They're not. You need to add more characters in there. So you have Vineyard Vines, blue pocket T-shirt, men's large. So here's where I would check this out: is Vineyard Vines shirt, men's large, and then you're gonna want to put pocket, crew neck, short sleeve, pullover, cotton blend. Things like that. Anything associated with that embroidery on there, you're going to want to use those as keywords. Your shipping is incredibly high for that shirt. I would charge $5.95 to $6.95 shipping, because it would ship first class. $9.03 is too high for shipping. Same with this sweatshirt. It's $10.85. That would ship for $7.60 in a flat rate envelope. So that shipping is a bit too high. And as well, Lee heavyweight mom sweater adult large. Lee sweater, women's large, and then you're going to want to put mom, adult, whatever you want. I would put tree, Christmas, grandma core, fleece, things like that. Joe's jeans, burgundy pants, women's 30. So it'd be Joe's jeans, pants, women's 30. And then you're going to want to add other keywords like slim fit, tapered fit, denim, cotton blend, other things, because remember, you are also doing yourself a disservice when you don't use all of the 80 keywords. And don't keyword spam. Don't just put keywords to fill out keywords. Try to develop some keywords around your item. And I'm going to share with you right now with you guys things that I have been doing for keywords. I'm going to put these links in, save these, download them, bookmark them. But here is some links that are going to be helpful for you guys trying to develop keywords. So go to these links that I just dropped in the comments section, and we can look at what is going on here. What is Bo doing? So these are some links from Vendu, and another one is like a wiki links of lists of aesthetics and different types of hashtags that were trending on platforms like TikTok, Instagram. So we're going to want to develop some keywords. We always want to be developing our keywords and learning about new research. So check out those links that I put in and start figuring out, maybe I have some items in my store right now that I could go back and update some of these keywords with some of these new keywords. Cabin core, classic core, coconut girl, cottage core, croquet, cosplay, cute goth, dark academia. So if you have some of these themed looking items in your store, you're going to want to update some of those keywords. EDM, festival, hippie, music festival, things like that. And this other one's a great one. This one's a little more detailed. It's in alphabetical order, but you could definitely learn a lot about the items that you have and start figuring out what type of keywords am I going to be putting in my title. So that can be really helpful for you guys to maybe spend a little bit of time and start putting in some extra keywords into your title, because maybe you only have so many keywords and you're like, I don't know what else to put. So go learn a few more, and it just comes with time. But check out those websites. They were helpful for me. And actually just sent those websites to my VA, and they are able to now, figure out what I'm selling and kind of match up those relevant keywords. But just add in a few more keywords. That's all. Your title structure should be fixed with brand, item, gender, size, and add more keywords. That's really going to help your store big time. Like, I wouldn't even worry about anything else but fixing your titles and fixing your shipping to a flat rate shipping, and just doing that, getting your title structure on point. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Jason says, I've been using the eBay calculated shipping. Yeah, eBay calculated shipping works great for everything sellers. It works perfect. But for clothing, stuff that's generally, half a pound or less, or jeans more than a pound, you're basically gonna have like 2 or 3 shipping prices. Anything under a pound is gonna be $5.95 to $6.95 USPS first class, flat rate shipping. Everything over a pound, like jeans, sweaters, things like that, will ship for $7.60, but I would charge like $8.95 on a USPS priority flat rate envelope. So you really just need to have 2 or 3 shipping flat rate prices. This is going to change your business, just fixing the shipping price. So Jason, that was your store. Yeah, I mean, the items look good. I mean, Under Armour, Penn State, Buffalo Dave Bitton, Orvis, and then prices look pretty good. Keep your prices the same, but tweak your shipping, and that is going to make a big difference. And then go into your bulk editor under your listings tab and just start picking 5 listings a day, your oldest ones, and then start developing the right title structure, brand, item, gender, size, and then start putting in a few more keywords to help get more people finding your item in search by adding more keywords to your title. I hope that was helpful. If anyone wants maybe that next step in their eBay journey and they need just a little bit of accountability, you could check out linked in the description down below, where Marcus Dixon and I, Dixon's Pickens, have combined to offer a reseller mentorship to really help you take that next step, to help implement some of these systems and processes that we're putting in our business right now. Helped us achieve over $320,000 in sales on eBay last year. This year projected to do a little over $400,000 combined. So we're here to help you. We're here to help you go further, faster with whatever you're trying to accomplish with reselling. So we offer a 7-day mentorship right now, free trial. So you can join 32, 33 other members that we just got in our Discord, where we're just looking to really help you grow your business. Not everyone is trying to do this full time, but I'll tell you what, most people are trying to either go from their full time job to go either in a part time reselling position or just quitting their job completely and trying to build an actual business out of this. So we're all on different stages. We're here to help you guys. You can meet with Marcus on the morning call, or I do the evening call 5 days a week. So we'd love to see you there. We'd love to help you hit your goals. If you guys are looking to see like what exactly I'm selling in my eBay store and like what I'm trying to pick up on a daily basis, you're going to want to check out this video right here where it goes more in detail on the types of items I'm picking up and the types of profits that I'm making on those items. So I hope you all have a blessed rest of the week, and we'll catch you next week for more store reviews. Take care.